iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting. iDiskiTimes.co.za. It's the Nedbank Cup weekend. It's Sekhukhune taking on Orlando Pirates at a sold-out Ellis Park Stadium. Ellis Park or Loftus? Loftus Stadium, somewhere in Pretoria. At the Loftus Stadium. We're told that it's sold out. There's also an arrangement between the PSL and Gautrain as well. You can check it out on the PSL website in terms of the availability of transport with using your ticket as transport as well. Shout out to the PSL for that. Our main man, Junior Kanye, is in Tanzania this weekend, so you will not be able to see him. Of course, in the next week's videos, he will be right back here. Shout out to him and everything else that he's doing there in Tanzania. Tso Vilakazi played so many finals for Orlando Pirates. In his tenure there, becoming the highest ever goal scorer in the PSL era for Orlando Pirates. So it's nerves for both teams. Players have spoken, the coaches have spoken. In 24 hours time we will know who the winner will be of the Nedbank Cup. How do you see this one? Who is the underdog and who is the favorite? Given that twice this season Sekhukhune idlalele na Pirates this season kabini. Okokuqala yawina Sekhukhune 2-0. A few weeks ago, Bazala 1-1 draw. So if anyone is under the impression yokuthi this is a walkover for Pirates, Pirates have not defeated Sekhukhune this season. They've played twice. Yawina kay-1 Sekhukhune, yadraw kay-1. So it's not an easy walkover of a match.
Mr. Kunjani mfethu? Ngibulise wena. Ngibulise uJustice.
Just.
Nomfowethu lapha eTanzania lapha. Indoda akasikhohlwa ndoda lapha sikuphekile ndoda. Nginibulisa nemakhaya lapha sicela support njalo la iDiskiTV ngizobe nje njalo ngijike futhi.
Yes sir.
Mr. Nkewu, you know, it's going to be a very, very tough final. I believe that it's one of those finals where Izobanzima, Mr. Nkewu. The record says Sekhukhune have got an upper hand. When you look at in terms of the trophies, the Pirates have got an upper hand. The Pirates have won the MTN 80 this season, of which, you know, they understand the feeling of winning a final. So Sekhukhune, they're coming in. I think they will use, you know, the upper hand. They've won 2-0 in the league and played a draw with Pirates. So it means, you know, they've got that edge against the Pirates. But you'll never know, Mr. Nkewu. Finally, it's something very different, and whoever wants it more, and then also sponsor the work rate that they're gonna put in the field of play.
Yeah. When we shot a video, it was a Friday. Amazulu were playing the MTN 8 final against Orlando Pirates. Roman Falls was the coach Amazulu at the time, and at the time you begged Amazulu to win.
Yeah.
And you said that Amazulu will win the final. Orlando Pirates won the MTN 8. If anyone is interested in watching that, they can go and watch that. That was one of the most difficult finals to watch. The other one that I remember to be difficult to watch, really unentertaining, was SuperSport United and Cape Town City. That must have been the 2018 Telkom knockout, which was won by Benny McCarthy. I think it went to penalties. One of the most difficult finals to watch. It was not entertaining at all, that one. But I want to ask you a specific question. Today, at the time you believed that Amazulu would win.
Yeah.
And at the time, I found it difficult to be against you, although I didn't think that Amazulu were the favorites. I just didn't know who was going to win. Yeah. Have Orlando Pirates progressed since that moment? And what are they doing better nowadays? Because the MTN 8 is like a pre-season trophy. Yeah. You play the final maybe in November, in December, season. Yeah. Are they significantly better now than they were at that time?
Mr. Nkewu, Pirates, I think they've improved, Mr. Nkewu. Looking at Amakemi, about Lalile, you know, there were times where they've won, I think, 4 games in a row. And one thing that I think needed that Pirates were doing was that they can create more chances. My worry with Pirates is that when it comes to defending the set pieces, that's one thing that I'm always worried when it comes to Pirates. But for them, Mr. Nkewu, they improve like cool. They create chances. They scoring, even though they don't score more than maybe 4 4 or 5, maybe 1 or 2 games, maybe they did score, but they only score 1, 2. My worry is that they concede, you know. And when you go to the final, if you concede in the final is like for crash. So, but they did well. Mr. Kim, they did well. They scored. I mean, look at the last game where they came in. They did well, and it tells you that you know, parents they're moving somewhere that there's a hope in what they're doing.
Yeah, Stellenbosch was one of my favorite teams to win this tournament after they knocked out. Of course, I'm biased because I'm from that region. I watched their match against Sekhukhune. It went to penalties. It was like, ugh. Like that game. That game was just interesting when in the last 2 minutes, in the last minute of extra time, they introduced to Sage Stevens to save the penalties on that side. They introduced their, they took out Ali Badr Sangare, Sekhukhune. I can't remember the name of the goalkeeper, but he came in and saved 2 penalties. Sage Stevens saved 1. That was the most interesting part of that game in 120 minutes is Sekhukhune. My specific question to you about them is that does beating Stellenbosch, which is one of the most dangerous teams that was left in this tournament, give you an idea or an indication, Yoguti, this team is dangerous, Sekhukhune, and this team has the capacity to go all the way?
Mr. Geo, one thing I've seen about this Sekhukhune, and I even said it, that they do the basics of football right. You know, when you do football basics right, you know, anything is possible. Remember that in our football, that if you can't get the basics correct, then you're going to have a problem. Even though you've got quality players, individual brilliance is there, but if you miss the basics of the game, then you're going to be in trouble. So what I've seen with this Sekhukhune, they don't have wow players, but you know, that game, it's a simple game in details. You could see that, look, they in positioning, tactics, they go according to the way Coach Afunanga, and they're doing very well. The players, they keep it simple as much as they can, and it works for them.
Yeah. All right, DSTV, sorry, WSB.co.za, that's World Sports Betting. That's where you will find the website where you can put your money on some of these matches. The one, of course, that we're specifically talking about is the Nedbank Cup. It's playing tomorrow at 6 p.m. If you want to go and bet on these matches that are available. I keep on saying these matches. There are so many other matches that are available. The Italian Serie A is playing this weekend. I think the German Bundesliga is playing in the penultimate, or the second last leg of the Bundesliga. Borussia Dortmund need to win all of their matches. If they do that, then there's no chance for Bayern Munich to catch up. I think there's only 2 matches left, the ones for tomorrow, and then maybe 1 more week left in the Bundesliga. And this tomorrow is actually the final day. It will be a relief for the people in Germany because Bayern Munich have won the last 10 league titles in the German Bundesliga. So Borussia Dortmund looking to be party poopers. They're playing all of those teams tomorrow, I think at 3:30 in the Bundesliga. And then on Sunday, it's the last matches of the English Premier League at 5:30 p.m. All teams are playing. Man United have joined teams like Newcastle. Who else? The winner, of course, Manchester City and Arsenal will be the 4 teams, including Manchester United, to represent England in the UEFA Champions League. Mr. Tso, let's wrap it up then, sir. What's your crystal ball telling you? What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to extra time? Let's wrap it up in terms of who do you think is going to win the Nedbank Cup?
Pirates will win, Mr. Kyo. Even though I'm not really convinced based on the form against Sekhukhune. Yeah, Pirates will win, Mr. Kyo. Sekhukhune, yes, they're doing well. I mean, especially when they play against the big teams, they always do well. But the final is totally different. You know, yes, they've beat a good team, Stellenbosch, where no one thought they'll get to the finals. And the one thing that is worrying me, Mr. Kyo, is that in that Nedbank Cup, there's always surprises.
Well, you are choosing your winner, Mr. Tso, so there's no surprise. Your winner is going to be
Orlando Pirates.
All right, there you go. iDiskiTV, Times, World Sports Betting. Thank you very much for watching us.